found like $1,000 here, dude.
Yeah, that just happened.
Oh yeah, he's alive.
These 32 real fishing encounters, all caught on camera, reveal the dark side of a simple day on the water. Let's dive in. On April 1st, 2025, Gage Towles was fishing in Florida when his day took a tense and unexpected turn.
You know what?
Get going, bro.
We're all fucking war veterans. We're all raised.
Well, thank you for your service, bro.
And you're gonna talk shit.
Thank you for your service, bro. But that doesn't give you the right.
Pussy ass fuck.
All right, bro. All right, whatever. I appreciate you for your service, bro. But you don't gotta run through the middle of the bridge, bro.
Dude, if your guy doesn't have his fucking lights
That's
on,
not my guy, bro. That's just another fucking dude, bro.
you have to have lights on.
My lights were on, bro. My lights were on.
Somebody hits you, guess what the fuck happens? You die, nothing happens to me.
Right, okay, bro. Keep thinking that.
Earlier that day, something had occurred between Gage, another fisherman, and a man named Brock Horner. Suddenly, things escalated.
I'm sorry, man. I don't know if that's what you want to hear, bro.
Yeah, you should apologize, motherfucker.
But, bro.
More than you can possibly fathom in your wild motherfucking dream.
Me too, bro. I'm out here all the time, bro.
I'm 300 days a year on the motherfucking water.
All right, bro.
Every day, I'm the best charter captain you'll ever meet in your motherfucking life.
All right, bro.
If you cuss me out.
Chill, bro. Chill, bro. Please, bro.
Don't hit the button.
Please, okay, please, bro. Please, bro. Please, bro. Bro, I'm a kid, bro. Please.
Apologize.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
You're gonna cuss me the fuck out.
All right, bro.
In the middle of the
No, bro. Please, bro. Please,
Take me back
bro.
to my boat.
Okay, please.
Fucking apologize.
I'm sorry, bro. That was not me, bro.
Yes, it was,
I know I
motherfucker.
was here, but my buddy was
Take
on the
me
boat.
back
Yes,
to
sir.
boat.
I'm a kid, bro. Please,
I
bro.
don't care. You don't cuss me
Yes,
the fuck
sir.
out.
All
and
right.
talk shit to me, motherfucker.
Yes, sir.
You don't do it.
Clearly shaken, Gage kept his composure and worked to defuse the confrontation. The aggressive outburst was disturbing, something that never should have happened. Thankfully, he left the situation unharmed. Later, Brock Horner was arrested on charges of burglary and assault. While wing-foiling near the shore, a man was suddenly struck by a shark and knocked unconscious. It happened so quickly that no one even understood what had occurred at first. Barely making it out, he surfaced, shaken and gasping for air. In the end, he felt fortunate, believing he had crossed into the shark's path, rather than the other way around. Andrew McGowan was an adventurer who set out to kayak solo across the Tasman Sea, aiming to travel from Australia to New Zealand. His first attempt, in December 2006, ended on the very first night. He couldn't stay warm inside the cramped cockpit. Undeterred, he tried again on January 11, 2007. A month later, his kayak was discovered partially flooded, just 30 nautical miles from Milford Sound. Andrew was nowhere to be found, and he was officially reported lost at sea. Mounted on his kayak was a small camera meant to document the journey. When the vessel was recovered, so was the footage, believed to be the last video recorded before his unexplained disappearance. A couple was out magnet fishing in Queens, New York, when their line snagged something unusually heavy. After some effort, they hauled up an old mud-caked safe from the water. Not expecting much, they pried it open.
Soft? Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's money.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
It's
No
just
way.
destroyed money.
No way.
Yeah. Oh!
Oh!
Oh, it is! Stacks of bills, dude. Hundreds. Oh my God! Woo! We just found like $1,000 here, dude. Guys,
No way.
there's nothing we can really do with it. I'm gonna have to send it to the government. Look at this. Stacks of hundreds. Hundreds, guys. This is the find of our lives. Oh my God. Oh, there's another stack.
No
Oh
way.
my God. Babe, more money. Holy shit, guys. It's all hundreds.
Oh my God.
Oh, we have like $20,000 here. Stacks Stacks, baby!
To their shock, the safe was stuffed with cash, about $80,000 in total. It was the catch of a lifetime. The NYPD later confirmed they could keep the money, and if the bills weren't too damaged, a bank might still replace them. Still, questions remained. Whose money was it? Why was it dumped? And was it stolen? They never got the answers. But judging by their reaction, they didn't seem to mind. A group of people was fishing beneath a bridge when, without warning, it happened.
Oh! Are you alright? Yo, I'm good.
A massive chunk of ice plummeted from roughly 50 feet above, crashing down dangerously close to them. It could have ended in disaster, but somehow everyone escaped without injury. They were incredibly lucky to avoid it. After a calm day of fishing, a man stopped at a nearby public restroom. The moment he stepped inside, it began.
Yo, what the? What the? Bro. There's nobody in here. Yo!
There was no sign of anyone, just silence. He stood frozen, unsettled by the experience. The scream had been real, far too clear to be imagined, yet no one was anywhere in sight. David Breckenridge Doyle was fishing with his kids when the outing suddenly took an unexpected turn.
Fuck! Ow, ow, ow! Don't move! No. You're gonna have to go to the hospital. It's okay! It's okay! Accidents happen. It's not a big deal. No, you're not in trouble. Accidents happen. You're gonna go. Yeah, go. Willow, do you not see what you just did? You pierced my nose with the fishing hook. I don't know yet. I can't even see. Right now I'm gonna cut the line. It's not your fault, Willow. I walked up behind you while you were casting. It's okay, guys. Don't freak out.
Yeah, that just happened.
Rather than panicking or getting upset, David stayed calm and dealt with the situation like a pro. His composure in such a tense moment showed exactly what a steady, level-headed parent looks like. One day, a man went out magnet fishing. Most of what he pulled from the water was nothing but scrap metal and junk, until he snagged an old knife, still in its sheath, looking like it hadn't seen daylight in decades. But it was his final throw that truly unsettled him. He hauled in a stick, and attached to it was a disturbing doll, its face covered in needles like some kind of twisted voodoo charm. Checking the back, he found a small transparent bag tied to it, its contents unknown. Feeling uneasy, he packed up quickly, only to wander into a nearby cemetery by mistake. Alone and spooked, he was relieved when he eventually managed to find his way back out. Tim Shadrack, a 54-year-old Australian fisherman, set sail from Mexico's Baja Peninsula with his dog, Bella, bound for French Polynesia. But only weeks into the voyage, disaster struck. A violent storm crippled his catamaran's electronics, leaving them adrift with no navigation and no way to call for help. For 3 long months, they drifted alone across the Pacific. At last, a helicopter from a tuna fishing company spotted their weathered vessel.
Big dog, bro. Hi, sir. Do you speak English? Yeah. How are you doing? You okay? Hi, my name is Andres. We need to know if you have any drugs or weapons on board.
No, I have no drugs or weapons.
Are you sure?
I'm sure, yeah, you can check everything. I just got fishing gear, survival gear.
Do you have a knife on your... Can I get it, please? No, without the bag. Take it out, please. Okay, can I get your name, please?
Tim Shaddock.
Okay, where are you from?
Oh, you're.
I'm recording.
Oh, you're recording. Okay.
Where are you from?
I'm from Australia.
Yeah. Do you have the date of your departure?
Yes. I departed Mexico on.
Where from Mexico?
La Paz.
La Paz?
The rescuers tossed him a drink and dispatched a speedboat to bring him in. Tim had survived by eating raw fish and collecting rainwater. After enduring an ordeal few could imagine, he finally made it home to Australia, reuniting with his family at last. A family was kayaking in the ocean, enjoying a peaceful day, when something enormous rose from the depths. They quickly shouted a warning to one of the kayakers, as a massive shark began gliding in their direction. Thankfully, the kayaker kept calm and managed to reach shore safely, completely unharmed. Still, it's unsettling to think just how close they came to real danger. A man was fishing in the middle of a river when he spotted something unusual drifting nearby. At first, he couldn't tell what it was, but as he moved closer, he realized it was a sloth struggling to stay above water. Without hesitation, he pulled the animal onto his boat, likely saving it from drowning. When the clip was first shared online without any explanation, viewers were puzzled. Many even mistook the sloth for some strange aquatic creature. But once the full story came out, the truth was clear. Thanks to the man's quick thinking, the sloth got a second chance at life. Sloths aren't exactly natural swimmers, and this one had definitely gotten lucky. Back in the 1930s, a deep-sea diver was lowered to an incredible depth of 3,000 feet, far beyond the 600-foot limit his heavy iron suit was built to withstand. It was an extremely dangerous gamble. The crushing pressure at that depth could flatten a man like a tin can. He disappeared into the black void below, his crew left waiting anxiously on the surface, unsure if he would ever return alive. The tension grew as they began hauling him back up. When he finally broke the surface, silent and motionless inside the massive suit, no one dared guess his fate, until he shifted slightly, proving he had survived. While fishing on the beach, a man stumbled upon something truly unsettling.
The crocodile head that washed up on the beach at St. Lucia. Just come stand close to it, my darling, just so people can see the size. Put your hand on its head. Enormous crocodile, bitten in half by a shark. I would estimate it's probably about 3.5 meters.
The severed head of a crocodile washed ashore at St. Lucia. It was enormous and appeared to have been bitten in half by a shark. He estimated the crocodile would have been about 3.5 meters long. Finding a giant crocodile head so close to the shoreline was bizarre enough, but what made it stranger was that crocodiles aren't usually seen by the sea. How did it end up there? Perhaps the result of a violent fight in the wild, or something far more mysterious. While fishing deep in the forest, a man's calm, quiet day was suddenly broken by something unexpected.
Whoa, what the heck? What the heck was that? There's a fish. What in the heck was that, bro? What in the world? Bro, what?
There was no one else around, only dense trees and still water. Whatever the sound was, it rattled him enough to make him pack up quickly and leave. Later, he said he had never heard anything like it before, and in that moment, he felt completely exposed. Wendy Jackson was fishing near Moram Beach by Stanley Lands when she spotted a massive jellyfish washed up on shore.
Well, I've got to say to date, that is the biggest jellyfish. That's my foot. Ted! Sorry. Ted spam. Whoa, be careful.
Experts believe strong tides likely pulled it in from deeper waters. While it's a rare and fascinating sight, authorities have reminded the public not to touch it. Even dead jellyfish can still sting. They urge people to report any such sightings instead. Definitely not something you want to get too close to. While trekking across the muddy flats of a remote island in Pilbara, one of the group almost stepped on something truly unsettling.
That is psycho. That is the creepiest looking thing I've ever seen. Oh yeah, he just moved.
Right, we're not doing this to harm him, just to see if he snaps.
Oh yeah, no, he's alive.
Oh my god!
That's gonna haunt me in my...
Can we keep looking to see if we can find a pair of spare underpants? That was creepy!
It was alive, slimy, alien-looking, and unlike anything they'd seen before. The thought of actually stepping on it sent shivers down their spines. So, what do you think this creature could be? While fishing with his son on the River Trent in Burton, England, John Anderson captured a photograph of something unusual. Near Newton Road, they spotted a figure, still, silent, and gone far too quickly to be human. A local psychic later suggested the apparition resembled a young woman, possibly linked to the area's dark history. She noted that parts of Burton, especially around Andrassy Bridge, had long been associated with death and witchcraft. In the 17th and 18th centuries, it was even rumored to be a site of child sacrifices. Whatever John saw that day, he was certain it was real. Later, while crossing the muddy flats of a remote island in Pilbara, a woman was staring out of a window when something unusual in the water caught her attention. Curious, she zoomed in with her camera, and the sight left her in disbelief. Several men seemed to be calmly seated around a table, completely underwater. The image appeared far too realistic to be staged, yet it also seemed impossible. Some speculated it could have been a reflection from inside the room behind the glass. But how could a simple reflection create such a flawless, unnervingly eerie illusion? To this day, no one has been able to fully explain it. A lifeboat crew spotted a man drifting alone on a makeshift raft, moving away from the coast of England. The raft was piled high with bags, and the man lay flat on his back, wearing a cycling helmet and clutching a small sail, his only means of propulsion.
I'm France for asylum. You're going to France for asylum? Yeah. All right.
He refused help.
He refused any assistance, insisting he wasn't trying to reach England at all. His goal was France, where he planned to seek asylum. The crew stayed calm, but they couldn't just leave him adrift. Eventually, they warned him about the worsening weather and how far off course he had already drifted. That's when he finally agreed to come aboard. What they didn't know at the time was that they had just rescued a fugitive wanted for murder. As the lifeboat returned with the man on board, the station received a call from police, asking his name, age, and other details. When it became clear this man could be dangerous, the crew's safety became the top priority. Fortunately, everyone made it back unharmed, and the man was later arrested and taken into custody. A blue marlin suddenly leapt onto the boat, and for a moment it seemed like disaster was inevitable. But by sheer luck, the man managed to avoid injury and walked away unharmed. A man was returning a base to the swamp, expecting it to be a routine release, but the moment the fish hit the water, it suddenly turned aggressive.
Going back in the fucking water. Swim off, you beautiful, beautiful
Ah! I just got that on fucking video.
It missed his hand by mere inches, but its intent was obvious. It nearly took a finger. Only after watching the footage later did he realize just how close it had been, and that his quick reflexes were what saved him.
Going straight at you.
He's going straight at you, Joe.
The polar bear advanced with intent, as if preparing to attack. But just before the situation could turn deadly, something caused it to hesitate. Likely the boat idling close by. It was a dangerously close encounter. A man was out fishing in a kayak with his friend when it happened.
Oh my God!
Lightning struck the water alarmingly close, nearly hitting them. It was a terrifying near miss. Still shaken, they paddled back toward shore, hoping the storm wouldn't deliver another strike. Fortunately, it never did. A short, mysterious video supposedly filmed in Russia was posted on Reddit, asking if anyone could identify what it showed. Viewers quickly noted that the lush greenery in the clip looked more like tropical vegetation, particularly water hyacinth, casting doubt on the claim that it was from Russia. The creature's unusual movements left many puzzled, though most concluded it was likely a river dolphin, specifically a bodo from the Amazon, possibly injured or disabled. Others suggested it could be a manatee, or even a large catfish suffering from scoliosis. Whatever it was, one thing seemed certain: it definitely wasn't Russian. Someone had jumped into the sea, but the currents were too strong, trapping him in place. Realizing he was in trouble, others dove in to help, only to find themselves caught as well. One by one pulled in by the relentless force of the water. For what felt like an eternity, none of them could break free, and the situation kept deteriorating. Fortunately, it was later confirmed that everyone managed to get out alive, but it was far too close to disaster. Two fishermen set out into the Gulf of Mexico, expecting nothing more than an ordinary day on the water, but within 20 minutes, calm skies gave way to a massive storm barreling toward them.
Okay, Roy. Hey, we're here. Holy crap, man. This is one of the worst things I've ever been in a boat. You're looking around, that's the only daylight there is left. We are heading into some dangerous weather. We are out in some serious situation in the Gulf of Mexico.
With no way to turn back, they pushed forward into the chaos. Lightning flashed now and then, briefly illuminating a solid wall of gray ahead. For over an hour, they fought through massive swells and punishing winds. Finally, they broke through to calmer waters, shaky but safe, with the storm now behind them. These men were fishing late at night when they noticed something unusual moving through the water.
Look at this. Look at this shit. Look at that long one. It just disintegrates. They just disintegrate. Look, there's another long one right there. He disintegrate. Oh, look at this long one. What is that? They're everywhere. Hold on. Watch this. Look at that guy. You see that guy? What are these?
What are these? The creatures were long and worm-like, but the strangest part was how they vanished into a cloud of murky water the moment they were touched. What could they have been? YouTuber Fish on Fishel returned to his favorite fishing spot, this time bringing his kids along. Everything felt normal and peaceful. But later, while editing the footage, he noticed something deeply unsettling. In the trees, a dark, shadowy figure appeared to be standing perfectly still. He explained that they hadn't seen it at the time, and it would have been nearly impossible to miss in person. The discovery left them shocked. Some viewers claimed it was simply pareidolia, a trick of light and shadow, while others believed it might be something far more sinister. The truth, however, was never uncovered. Two men were packing up after a long night of fishing. Just as they got into the car, it happened. A loud screeching sound tore through the darkness. It didn't come from a single direction. Instead, it seemed to surround them. A chill ran down their spines. Who, or what, was out there with them that night? Fortunately, whatever was making the sound never revealed itself, remaining hidden somewhere in the forest shadows. While paddleboarding on a lake, a man spotted something disturbing and began filming. A whirlpool had begun to form, steadily growing larger and pulling in everything around it. The most unsettling part was the mystery. Where was all the water and debris going? Some speculated it could lead into massive underwater caves, rumored to be large enough to swallow entire cities, or create new tunnels and dangerous sinkholes. Fortunately, the man managed to paddle to shore just in time. Kenny, an avid traveler, shares his outdoor adventures with viewers on his YouTube channel, Kenny of All Trades. On March 2nd, 2024, he set up camp beside a peaceful lake, planning to do some ice fishing. Out of nowhere, the flasher lit up completely.
Out of nowhere, the flasher completely lit up. And I'm thinking, is that all fish? But looks like it's just bubbles coming to the surface. There we go. There we go. What do we got? Sunny. Awesome. These are smelling delicious. I think it's time to come out. All right, taste test time. Look at that. Believe me, that's going to be good.
After catching a few fish and preparing dinner, everything seemed perfect. But as night fell and he got ready for bed, things changed.
This is strange. I came outside. Holy buckets. It's like 11:30 at night. Someone completely unloaded a magazine out here. At first I thought it was the lake, but no, not after that.
The sound of gunfire echoed in the distance, drawing closer. Then, just as suddenly, it stopped. Who or what was out there and what was going on? Feeling uneasy, Kenny locked himself inside his RV, hoping the night would pass without further incident. Thankfully, it did. But he was left wondering what really happened out there in the dark. While exploring a beach in Kauai, a Reddit user stumbled upon something unexpected.
We are not sure what we found. I mean, Amber found it, but I'm been helping digging because this is pretty cool. So at the edge where Amber's feet are, though, kind of it goes into a
Corner.
A what, Amber?
Corner.
Like a corner. So we don't know if it's like a door or what, but we haven't found the end of it, and all we have is that shovel.
And it's deep.
We have is that shovel in our hands, and it's taking a while. We're trying to see if we see any writing on it or something.
Nothing here.
We need a big ass shovel. But this is pretty cool, though. I mean,
yeah.
Thought it was an anchor at first, but since it's
got a line going. It's a
square.
At first, they thought it might be an anchor, but the straight lines and square shape made them suspect otherwise. Maybe a box or even a shipping container. What they had actually uncovered was a massive concrete structure buried deep beneath the sand. Even after hours of digging, they couldn't reach the bottom. As daylight began to fade, they had no choice but to stop, leaving only part of it exposed. No inscriptions, no markings, nothing to reveal its origin or purpose. Its sheer size and mystery left everyone wondering what could be hidden beneath the sand. If you have a theory, share it in the comments. That's all for tonight's video. Which encounter gave you chills? Let us know in the comments below. Got your own experience? We want to hear it. And whatever you do, don't miss what's coming next.
Uh-oh. Oh, what?
Sorry.
These 44 real fishing encounters, all caught on camera, reveal the dark side of a simple day on the water. Let's dive in. In another incident, a man was kayaking on a still, quiet lake when events suddenly took an unexpected turn.
Yeah. That was one. I think it...
What seemed to be a massive sea creature started circling them, churning the water and creating chaos. Fearing it could attack at any moment, he wasted no time paddling back to shore, all while recording the unnerving encounter on video. On the afternoon of May 12, 2023, a kayaker was paddling near the windward side of Oahu, less than 2 miles from shore, when the unexpected struck.
Ah! Tiger shark! Tiger shark ran me!
He instinctively yanked his foot from the water, managing to shove the predator away. Only later did he realize how differently the encounter could have ended had he reacted any slower. A group of people were enjoying a sailing trip when something truly alarming occurred. Two yachts collided, sending chaos and panic through both vessels. The force of the impact was so great that several passengers were thrown overboard. We can only hope that no one suffered serious injuries in the accident. In 2021, a group of friends was rowing a boat through a swamp at night when one of them suddenly felt something grab his hand from the water. At first, they assumed it was just a fish. But then, something strange happened. A blue hand rose from the water. It had 5 fingers, yet all were the same length, a detail that suggested it wasn't human. Some have speculated it could be a glowing cephalopod, but the true identity of the creature remains a mystery. While kayaking alone in Florida, a man came across something deeply unsettling. He noticed a tree branch drifting in the water, and on it appeared to be a baby lying still.
Pretty Florida-like.
As he paddled closer, the truth became clear. It was actually a doll. The eerie find left him questioning whether it was simply a strange prank or something placed there for a far more sinister reason. At first, the noises were unsettling, making him feel as though he was surrounded by hundreds of unseen creatures. Then he realized they were frogs. While frogs themselves aren't exactly frightening, it's easy to understand how their chorus could create an eerie atmosphere, especially when you're alone in the dark. While kayaking and fishing on a lake, a group of friends suddenly heard something chilling.
That was not normal noise. Look at this angry little coot.
A strange, eerie scream echoed from the forest, the sound unnerving and almost like distorted cries.
I'm just saying.
You got me thinking.
Well, that ain't no sneeze. Caden?
Want to leave?
We'll be alright. It's daytime. They don't come out during the daytime. What in the Kentucky backwoods?
You said what in the...
I did just get chilled down my leg. Maybe I have to pee. Oh my gosh!
What is that?
I don't know. I've never heard that noise in my life. Bless you! That's scary.
They couldn't tell where the sound was coming from, or what was making it. Then they noticed something moving in the forest.
I'm screaming in the woods.
Oh my god.
Did you see that?
Like, actually, like, we stopped fishing and are trying to, like, look at this thing.
I saw something move over there, but...
Don't get close to it.
We're not. Look up. We're far away from the shore.
How is it all the way over there now?
Dude, what is that? That's got...
In a separate clip shared on Reddit, a group of boys hiking at night captured something equally unsettling. While walking along a trail, they spotted a man standing motionless in a cold river.
Cold? You're crazy, my guy. You scaring people like that.
Yeah, it's just energy brought me here.
His presence felt strange, especially given the dark, frigid conditions. Then, without warning, the man stood up and began walking toward the boys. Startled, they bolted.
Get out, bro. Just get out. Fucking drugs brought you, my nigga. Oh, shit. Oh!
Was this simply a man in an odd situation? Or was something far more sinister at play? A kayaker in Georgia was enjoying a calm day on the river when the tranquility was broken by loud, piercing screams echoing from the wilderness. Despite attempts to pinpoint where they were coming from, the source remained unknown. Was it an animal, a person in trouble, or something far more mysterious? While fishing 50 miles offshore, a group of fishermen encountered something deeply unsettling.
Eerie. That's a weird thing to see out here. There is a capsized boat. You can see the trolling motor. You can see the anchor line running down. It's got a T-top. We got the FL numbers. We marked its location. When we get in, we'll send it to Coast Guard. But
it's just,
yeah,
it's absolutely mind-boggling.
That is an eerie thing to see. That's why you go on calm days and be prepared.
Drifting in the open ocean was a large capsized boat.
Not something you see every day, right there. That's a weird feeling. Got the FLs, marked its location. Look forward to the Coast Guard.
The trolling motor was visible. An anchor line ran into the depths, and its FL numbers were still intact. They marked its location, planning to alert the Coast Guard. The eerie sight of the overturned vessel, alone in such a remote stretch of water, sent a chill through the crew. They couldn't help but wonder if someone was still out there, or if the boat's fate hid a darker story. The sound of church bells ringing. The strange part? There wasn't a church in sight, no buildings at all for miles. Curious, he checked Google Maps, and sure enough, no structures were anywhere near. While peacefully paddling on the water, a group of kayakers came across a massive mountain cave. As they drew closer, the water around them fell unnaturally still, as if hiding something just beneath the surface. It wasn't clear what they were facing, but their fear was evident.
Саш, давай назад!
The video then cuts off abruptly, leaving us to wonder what happened next. While kayaking through the Rwanda River swamp in North Carolina, this person noticed something unsettling. As they zoomed in, a dark figure seemed to emerge among the trees. Whether it was a truly mysterious creature or just a case of pareidolia, the mind seeing shapes that aren't really there remains uncertain. During a morning kayaking trip in Florida, Reddit user something saw Unique 141 had a chilling encounter. He spotted what looked like a dark face peering out from the dense foliage. Unable to get any closer, he wondered if it was simply pareidolia playing tricks on him. He quickly snapped a photo to share, hoping to hear what others thought. A severe drought in Dinosaur Valley State Park, Texas, has caused the Paluxy River to dry up, unveiling an extraordinary sight: ancient dinosaur tracks. Most of these prints were made by the Acrocanthosaurus, a massive theropod that roamed the Earth roughly 113 million years ago. Normally concealed beneath layers of sediment and flowing water, these tracks have been revealed in stunning detail by the extreme conditions. They offer a rare and fascinating glimpse into the prehistoric world, allowing scientists and visitors to stand face to face with evidence of creatures that once walked the Earth millions of years in the past. At first, the moment seems almost peaceful. A massive tiger shark glides near his board, close enough to touch, but he keeps his distance.
Oh, look at that. Look how close he is. Look how close this big fella is. Look at him. Oh, I mean, I could easily touch that if I wanted to, but I don't want to. I just want to chill with him.
Content to simply observe. That calm quickly shatters when the shark begins hunting a nearby turtle.
Holy shit! Oh, this is intense. They're underneath me. Look, the tiger's got the turtle underneath me. Oh, I don't know if I'm in the best position right here. Oh, I'm between the tiger and the turtle. Uh-oh. Oh, what?
Circling and diving beneath him. Within seconds, the man realizes he's positioned right between predator and prey. A dangerous place to be. When the shark fails to capture the turtle, its focus turns to him. It circles closer, leaving visible bite marks on his board.
Oh my god! Oh, look at the teeth marks! Look at the teeth marks! Look at this! Oh, I love that shit so much! Oh my god! That shark is, but I'm pretty sure it's gone.
Despite the heart-pounding moment, he manages to stay calm and paddle back to shore, grateful the encounter ended without injury. A family set out expecting nothing more than a peaceful river ride. The water was calm, the atmosphere serene, until something unexpected broke the surface. From beneath the boat, a massive, monstrous-looking hand and arm appeared, its size and shape unlike anything they'd ever seen. It rose just enough to be visible before slipping back under the murky water. Was it a simple trick of perspective or lighting? Or could there be something truly unknown lurking below?
What is that?
What could that be? Some viewers claimed it looked like a cougar, while others thought it resembled a bobcat. Yet there are those who insist it might be something far more menacing, perhaps even a cryptid. During a family camping trip, a father recorded his daughter when something unusual appeared in the background. As the camera swept across the field, a figure was seen moving through it. It looked human, yet oddly hunched. Even more unsettling, the children continued playing nearby, completely unaware of the strange figure's presence. A group of friends set out to kayak into a water-filled cave at Castle Rock, entering through a narrow opening just above the waterline. One by one, they slid from their kayaks and dove in, squeezing through the claustrophobic passage. The first man struggled to wriggle forward, his movements slowed by the tight rock walls pressing in on both sides. His friend followed close behind, both of them crawling through impossibly small gaps in near darkness. After what felt like an eternity of confined movement, the tunnel finally opened up, and they emerged into the wider chamber of the cave. When one of them approached a group of crocodiles, the reptiles grew agitated and began snapping in the water.
Oh God, Pete, your paddle's too close to that one. Sorry.
Fortunately, they moved on without attacking, allowing the photographers to get away unharmed. After a day of sailing, a group paused to relax on a calm beach, until disaster struck.
Scheiße! 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 Scheiße, die Welle!
Lauf, run!
A nearby mountain suddenly gave way, unleashing a massive wave that rushed toward them. The sudden collapse produced a tsunami-like surge, potentially deadly for anyone close to the cliff. Sadly, it's unknown what happened afterward. This photo was captured by campers in Bolivia. At first, it seems to be just a scenic landscape, but across the lake, something unusual appears. A semi-transparent figure walking by the shore. It has no visible reflection in the water. Could it be a ghost? While vacationing, a young man from Japan filmed by a river where he planned to kayak. As he recorded, his camera caught something disturbing. Hands emerging from the water and gripping the concrete edge of a nearby bridge. Their position made it unlikely they belonged to someone climbing out. Oddly, he noticed nothing unusual at the time, and only discovered the eerie detail when reviewing the footage later. While searching Google Maps for an ideal canoeing spot, a woman noticed something strange, an abandoned kayak. Curious, she went to the location to investigate, only to find something even more perplexing. Unsure of what she had stumbled upon, she posted her discovery on TikTok, hoping the online community could help unravel the mystery. A woman in Scotland set up her camera by a river to film otters spotted in the area. While reviewing the footage, she noticed something unusual in the trees. A pale white figure moving back and forth. Could it be a camera glitch, or had she actually captured something paranormal? This video comes from the official YouTube channel of Bluestone National Park Resort in Wales. While rafting with a group of adventurers, they accidentally filmed something unusual. At first, the figure in the water appears to be a fish, but at the start of the clip, it looks more like a person with wet hair. The resort claims the footage shows a mermaid, but is this the truth, or just a cleverly edited video designed to draw more visitors? While riding with his son, a father noticed something unusual in the distance. From the footage, it appears to be a tall, dark humanoid figure moving from right to left. Filmed in 2009, the low camera quality makes it hard to identify the figure with certainty. The forest where they were is notorious for strange cryptid sightings, leading some to believe it could be Bigfoot. Others argue it's simply a person crossing the river. The unclear footage leaves one question lingering. What did the family really witness that day? Marvin Carter received a video from a friend who was camping at the mouth of the Mississippi River. At first glance, the river seemed calm, with what looked like rocks breaking the surface of the water. But when the camera zoomed in, it became clear. Those weren't rocks at all. One can only assume the friend wasted no time packing up his tent and finding a safer place to camp. While out boating, a family spotted something unusual on the shore and zoomed in for a better look.
What's that? What's that right there?
As they approached, a dark figure emerged from the dense jungle. The family quickly grabbed their camera, knowing no one would believe them without proof. While camping in Ontario, Canada, Redditor Noadagio6743 went sailing and filmed the beautiful surroundings. However, his footage revealed something unexpected. A large, dark figure walking on the island. Its wide, swinging arms and unusual gait didn't resemble normal human movement. Instead, it matched how many describe Bigfoot. For more chilling footage, watch the next clip. One evening in late October 2018, Dave Noonan was walking along the estate paths near Dolegau Bridge. It was around 6:15 p.m. with dusk settling in when he spotted a woman standing in the River Usuth. At first, he thought she might be in trouble, but the longer he watched, the more unsettling it became. She wasn't moving, just standing there, still, silent, almost unreal. Dave pulled out his phone and took a quick photo, and in that instant, she vanished, dissolving into the water as if she had never been there at all. Some believe he captured the spirit of a woman who drowned in those waters long ago. Others aren't convinced, accusing him of faking the image for attention. So the question remains, was Dave telling the truth, or did he craft a ghost story for the internet? During a fun fishing trip with friends, they snapped a few photos to remember the day. Later, while looking back at the pictures, they noticed something chilling, something none of them had seen at the time. In the background, near a tree, stood what looked like a white, ghostly figure. No one recalled seeing anything unusual while fishing, No flashes of white, no movement in the trees. So was it just a trick of the eye, a case of pareidolia? Or did they unknowingly capture something truly paranormal? Still, if it was just pareidolia, wouldn't they have noticed something that bright in the forest? Reddit user Blue Gum Gum came across a bizarre sea creature washed up on the shore in South Carolina. It didn't match any known sea animal, slimy, oddly shaped, with features that made it impossible to tell if it was a fish, a sea slug, or something else entirely. Despite trying to identify it, they couldn't figure out what it was. And the strange find left them deeply unsettled. This fisherman had spent his whole life on the waters of the Pacific Northwest. One day he spotted what looked like a dead log floating nearby. Nothing unusual until it moved. Curious, he grabbed his camera. Zooming in, he saw something bizarre. It seemed to have eyes and a mouth, yet it didn't move like a fish. He'd seen it all out there, but this thing, he couldn't name it, and neither could anyone else. In the summer of 2017 or 2018, a Reddit user visited Montauk with friends. Around 3:00 a.m., he woke up and walked alone to the beach. While sitting near the staircase, he noticed glowing eyes staring at him from the bushes. Moments later, something stomped nearby, then vanished. As dawn approached, he strolled along the shore and spotted a tall, black, motionless figure far out in the water. It was too far to stand unless on some invisible sandbar. It didn't move with the waves, didn't reflect light, and eventually disappeared without a trace. He managed to snap a picture, but never figured out what it was. A boater recently spotted something unusual floating in a lake. It was partially above water, but most of it remained submerged. In the video, it appeared stiff and unmoving, with an odd shape that didn't match any known animal. Some believe it's nothing more than waterlogged debris, perhaps a piece of equipment or a broken part of a boat. Others suspect it could be something unknown, maybe even a lake creature. A woman was fishing near the Grand River in Ionia, Michigan, just 100 meters from a long-forgotten Potter's Field cemetery, hidden deep in the Ionia recreation area. The site once bordered state prisons and an old mental hospital, a place heavy with unsettling history. While fishing, she didn't see anything unusual, but she felt something, a strange, unshakable presence. Compelled by the feeling, she began snapping photos. In one of them, she saw it, the top of a head, eyes staring, and what looked like fingers. It appeared high up in the trees, watching. Maybe it's just pareidolia, or maybe she captured something real. A fisherman recently hauled up a bizarre catch from the sea, a soft, pink, rubbery-looking organism. It had no limbs, no eyes, just a slow, unsettling wriggle, like a giant maggot pulled from the depths. Some think it could be a type of sea cucumber, given its soft, limbless body. Others believe it might be something entirely unknown. What do you think this creature could be? Friends were fishing at Lake Colico in Chile when they noticed something they couldn't explain. A strange oval shape hovering above the water, completely silent. They posted the clip online asking for help identifying it, but no one could agree on what it was. It didn't behave like a drone or anything familiar. Some suggested it might actually be something moving through the water at high speed, creating the illusion of flight. Still, no clear explanation has ever been found. This clip, posted on Reddit with the caption, "Is she in shock or really this chill?" shows a woman in the water as a shark glides right beneath her. Instead of screaming or scrambling to get away, she stays completely still, almost calmer than the shark itself, which seemed more startled by her presence. Maybe that composure is exactly what kept her safe. In another scene, a couple out fishing on a small boat would soon find themselves in serious trouble. It came out of nowhere. as a sudden wave slammed into their small fishing boat. The swell wasn't massive by surfer standards, but it was more than enough to swamp a vessel that size. Water rushed in, the hull riding dangerously low. One wrong move, and it could have capsized. Instead of panicking or trying to turn in the rough chop, the captain gunned the engine and powered straight toward shore. Risky, but it paid off. They made it back safely, and no one was hurt. As a fisherman was going through his catch of the day, he came across a strange creature in his net. It seemed to be made entirely of tentacles. The sight was both fascinating and unsettling. He posted it online, sparking many people to wonder if this was an undiscovered species. That's all for tonight's video. Which encounter gave you chills? Let us know in the comments below. Got your own experience? We want to hear it. And whatever you do, don't miss what's coming next.
Well, your dad's back there, but I'm gonna bring you in the shore, okay? I know, just calm down.
That's artillery.
Holy cow.
Dude, that's the biggest road.
These 30 real fishing encounters, all caught on camera, reveal the dark side of a simple day on the water. Let's dive in.
Are you gonna be able to make it in the shore? You need some help? Okay. Well, your dad's back there, but I'm gonna bring you in the shore, okay? I know, just calm down, calm down, just hold my hand. Alright, so, nope, you can't pull right now, just hold on a second.
I need to get to my dad.
Okay, but I'm gonna bring you over to land, okay? Just calm down, you're on my boat, you don't have to worry about the current taking you out. Just listen to me, what's your name? EJ, okay? So what we're gonna do right now, I have to figure out a way to get you up and out without bringing all the water in, okay? So I think if you can hold on like that, can you do that for me? Can I get you to shore?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really need it.
Yep, okay. So,
really need it.
and then you'll be able to land on the dock, okay? Can you do that for me?
Yes.
You're strong, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So I just need to be strong for a few more seconds. All right? So I'm gonna try not to hit you. So I'm just gonna back us up.
And what's this?
Oh, that's my minnow bucket. There's fathead minnows in there, okay? All right, so I'm gonna try to back us up. Yep, your dad's not gone. He's just on the other side of that grass over there, okay?
Yeah, I know. I've been screaming it for a long time.
I know, yep.
And he was not listening.
I know.
A boy was struggling in the strong river current, panicked and calling for his father. Nearby, a fisherman noticed the danger and immediately steered his boat toward the child. The boy, cold and frightened, begged to reach his dad, but the fisherman calmly reassured him, promising that he would bring him to safety. The man spoke steadily, telling the boy to stop fighting against the current and simply hold on. He asked his name, learned it was DJ, and explained the plan. He would pull him up carefully without flooding the boat. The fisherman encouraged him, telling him he was strong enough to hold on just a little longer. With quick thinking, he maneuvered the boat closer. The boy pointed out objects on board, and the fisherman even used humor, joking about a bucket of minnows to distract him from his fear. He reminded the boy that his father was not gone, just on the other side of the grass, though the child insisted he had been screaming for a long time without anyone listening. Despite exhaustion and shivering from the cold, the boy held on as instructed.
Yeah, you can do it. You've been swimming in the current for so long. Can you pull yourself up? Can you? Or you need some help?
I don't know. Up and out of the water with the tide.
Yeah, are you still really, really cold?
Yeah, he's colder.
Yeah, okay. Can you make it up? Hold on. Good job. You doing good?
Yeah.
Still cold?
Yeah.
All right.
But I was driving the water.
Come on, let's see if somebody's home.
I can put up a show called American Man.
Yeah. Hi. Do you have any towels on him? His dad left him stranded out in the middle of the river, and he's and he's saying he's feeling cold. I was just somebody that was fishing, but I want to make sure that he's fine. Then we're gonna call 911.
911. good?
Yeah, we gotta make sure you're doing okay so you don't have hypothermia or something like that sitting there.
The fisherman encouraged him constantly, reminding him he had already fought the current for so long and just needed a little more strength. Finally, with effort, he managed to pull the child aboard. DJ collapsed onto the boat, soaked and trembling, but alive. The fisherman wasted no time. He steered toward shore, heading for a nearby cabin where he hoped someone could provide towels and warmth.
Right there. Where was he in the... Yeah, he was in the bay. When I came up fishing, his dad was right next to him. Yeah. Maybe 30, 40 yards west or east of the ramp there. And the current just swept him all the way out here. Oh. And his dad was...
actually 2 people drowned here in that same spot last year.
Well, it was just one of those things where I thought his dad was coming because his dad has the sailboat right there, and he's still not coming. So hasn't came and checked in on him. So
okay, just pull this up over your head now.
Yeah, we just got to make sure we get you warm and that you're going to be okay.
Soon after, the boy's father arrived, but instead of expressing gratitude, his reaction shocked the fisherman.
Very pleased to meet you.
Yep.
Sounds like he was a bit nervous.
The man seemed to blame the child, rather than acknowledge the seriousness of what had happened.
To get him in as far as we can to the nearest dock.
Yep.
Then he starts telling me that he's shivering, so I'm like, I don't know if the kid, how long he was in the water or if he could have hypothermia. So I was like, I'm just gonna call EMS, have them check him out. And then I was happy I did come here because they were here, had a boat, was able to come and get you.
Yes.
But yeah.
No, I'm very thankful of that.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
First I say 1,000 and then thank yous.
Yep.
But say a bunch of hassle.
Yeah.
Because the river takes him a little bit, and I said,
yeah,
calm down, slowly swim to shore.
Yep.
You got this. We've been in this before.
Yep.
Once again, thank you. And we might be seeing each other again.
Okay.
He explained to the authorities that he didn't know how long the child had been in the water, but the signs of cold were clear. Emergency services responded quickly, and the boy was examined. The fisherman, though frustrated by the father's lack of urgency, was simply relieved that he had been there at the right time. Had he not been fishing nearby, the outcome could have been tragic. In the end, the boy was safe, warmed up, and out of danger. The fisherman expressed his gratitude to the rescue teams and reflected on how fortunate it was that fate had placed him there. For DJ, it was a terrifying experience he would not soon forget, but one that ended with his life saved, thanks to a stranger's quick actions and calm presence.
Dude, is that a big round? Is that really?
Let this one bump.
No. Holy crap, dude.
Wow.
That's a big round. No, that's artillery.
Right.
That's artillery.
Holy cow.
Dude, that's the biggest round. You got one.
Yeah, and this thing's live too.
Leave it there. Don't let anyone go on the bridge.
Holy crap.
Anything interesting?
Yeah, we got a bomb. We got the magnets off.
While magnet fishing, a group suddenly pulled something massive from the water. At first, they thought it was just scrap metal, but quickly realized it was actually a huge artillery shell. The object was still intact, and far too dangerous to simply push back into the river. Instead, they made the risky decision to haul it up onto a nearby bridge, making sure nobody got too close. Recognizing the danger, they immediately contacted authorities.
Alright guys, so right now we are getting ready to call bomb squad. It's basically an anti-material artillery round. So the cops have just arrived. So we got bomb squad right there.
Alright, the bomb squad's backing up right now.
There they are with their x-ray machine.
Alright, you guys have a curfew from magnet fishing from 2 p.m. No, just kidding.
You guys just x-ray needed after 5?
Well, it's different densities in the metals is what we're trying to get through, so...
They're taking off with it right now. It's inside their...
Police soon arrived, followed by a bomb squad team who carefully set up equipment to examine the find. Using an X-ray device, they scanned the shell to determine its condition. The process revealed different densities within the casing, confirming just how hazardous it really was. Once the inspection was complete, the team safely secured the shell inside their vehicle and transported it for disposal. What started as an ordinary day of magnet fishing had turned into a tense and dangerous recovery, one that could have ended very differently without quick thinking and professional response. Reunion Island has become increasingly known as one of the world's most dangerous places for shark incidents. To this day, no one can say for certain how many sharks were involved in the tragic events that scarred the island's surf community. Some experts believe tiger sharks were responsible, others suggest bull sharks. What is clear is that the ocean, which once symbolized beauty and freedom, became a place of fear. For Matthew Schiller, a man who had devoted his life to teaching surfing and celebrating the sea, it was where he lost his life. His legacy remains not only in the surf school he built and the brand he created, but also in the hearts of surfers everywhere who now think twice before paddling out on Reunion Island. But tragedy did not stop there. In April 2015, the island was shaken once again. This time, the victim was not a veteran of the waves, but a child, a boy with dreams as wide as the horizon. His name was Elio Canestri. At just 13 years old, he was already one of Reunion's most promising young surfers. Brave, talented, and deeply passionate, Elio lived for the sea. Like so many island children, the ocean was his playground, his teacher, and his passion. But it would also become the setting for a loss too painful to imagine. That Sunday morning, Elio left a note for his mother. It was short, written with the confidence only a teenager could have. "Don't worry, Mom, I'm going surfing. If there's no security, I won't go in." He promised to be careful, to avoid unnecessary risks, and to wait for spotters who monitored the waters for sharks. His parents believed him because Elio had always been thoughtful and cautious. He understood the dangers. He was a competitor, yes, but also someone who listened, learned, and respected the rules. Yet passion has a way of pushing boundaries. Elio joined 6 other surfers that morning, even though an official ban on water activities was still in place. The ban had been issued after a series of serious shark attacks in recent years. Still, the waves were perfect, the sun was out, and the temptation proved too strong. They paddled out together, unaware that the ocean was about to change everything. Without warning, the surface broke. A large bull shark, measuring around 2.5 meters, surged upward. In a single devastating moment, Elio was pulled from his board and into the water. His friends could only watch, horrified and helpless. It all happened so quickly that there was no time to react. By the time help arrived, it was already too late. The loss of Elio shook the entire island. He was not just another child from the surf scene. He was a champion in the making, with a bright future ahead. His death marked the 7th fatal shark incident in just 4 years. 9 other surfers had survived close encounters during that same period. Beaches once known for joy and freedom, places like Saint Louis and La Pointe aux Sel, had become linked with fear. His father, Giovanni, spoke through tears. He said that his son had always been careful, always listened to his parents, and always analyzed risks thoughtfully. But in the end, Giovanni explained, Elio was consumed by his passion. It was the sea he loved that took him away. The president of the French Surfing Federation, Jean-Luc Arassis, also struggled to find words. How can you forbid a 13-year-old boy from pursuing the passion he was born into? How do you tell a child who grew up surrounded by waves, with the ocean calling his name, to stay away from the water? On Reunion Island, where surfing had once represented freedom, the question carried a weight that no easy answer could resolve. Out in the middle of the ocean, the group expected nothing more than a routine catch. But instead of hauling in a fish, they suddenly came face to face with a massive great white shark. Appearing without warning, the shark snatched the tuna right in front of them, leaving the crew completely stunned. Seeing such a powerful predator up close was an unforgettable experience, frightening in its intensity, yet equally mesmerizing as they watched the ocean's top hunter in action. On January 4th, 2025, there was finally a breakthrough in the disappearance of Tommy Braley, who had been missing since 2017 after last being seen at Brews Bayou and Grill in Sumter, South Carolina. For years, his family had searched tirelessly. Tommy had vanished along with his silver BMW 325i, and despite extensive efforts, no trace had been located. Local teams repeatedly scanned waterways, hoping to provide answers, but the mystery remained unresolved.
Yeah, so we're gonna be using the sonar boats today to run sonar and scan them, and hopefully we can give the Braley family some answers. I know they've been desperately looking for answers, searching for Tommy for, ever since he's been missing. So let's get out here, start searching, and hopefully see what we can find.
Check back, you see if you see anything.
Like 3 feet?
Back there.
I mean, nothing jumps out to me. Shooting 50 feet would be pretty big.
In early January, a dedicated magnet fisher working with Jason Serrata used sonar technology to scan areas near Highway 401, a route Tommy was believed to have traveled. Their search soon revealed something unusual beneath the surface.
Alright, I have my drone in the water. Got it set up on the app so you can see on the screen. We're going to send her down and see what this object is. Let's go down. That's a car. I think so, dude. Wait a second.
Sure as hell looks like one to me.
It looks silver too.
Dude.
No way. It's gotta be him. A silver car right down.
That's a BMW. That's 100% a BMW.
I think we found him, man.
You're not gonna be able to tell anything. There's usually a logo right there at the top where the two grill pieces come together.
That's it. That's this BMW.
We found Tommy. I bet. That's gotta be Tommy. That's gotta be Tommy.
Dude.
Dude.
This case.
This is exactly where I want. The first place I looked was right here. But like I said, all I had was a rinky-dink magnet and throw it in right here. Who knew he was going to make it all the way?
With sonar readings pointing to a possible vehicle, a drone was lowered into the water to capture footage. The images showed the outline of a car resting in the creek. Excitement and disbelief filled the team as the details became clearer. A silver vehicle, unmistakably a BMW. They knew they had likely found what investigators had been looking for all these years. The submerged car was located about 10 feet underwater near Crestwood High School. Authorities later confirmed that the vehicle was indeed Tommy's BMW, and alongside it were remains that brought heartbreaking confirmation to his family. After 7 long years, the discovery finally gave the Braley family the closure they had been waiting for. While nothing can undo the pain of their loss, the persistence of search teams and volunteers ensured that Tommy's story did not end in uncertainty. The community of Sumter, which had followed the case for years, came together in support. For many, this discovery served as a reminder of the importance of continued searches in missing person cases, and the hope that even after many years, answers can still be found. Struggling against an unseen force, a paddleboarder was suddenly knocked into the water, vanishing beneath the splashing waves. For a brief moment, the person nearby panicked, unsure of what could be moving beneath the surface. Fortunately, the cause wasn't dangerous at all. It was simply a gentle manatee that had accidentally bumped into the board. Even so, the unexpected encounter was enough to leave everyone shaken, a reminder of how startling the ocean can be. A lone house was spotted drifting in the middle of the ocean, far from any shore or coastline. It looked strangely out of place, sitting isolated on the open water as ships passed by. No records ever revealed where the structure came from, and the owner was never identified. The mystery remains. How could a house end up here, and who might it have belonged to? While exploring one of Indiana's well-known haunted spots, a group captured a chilling photograph. The image, taken at Site 3, shows Christopher Bergbauer and 2 friends seated beside a camper. But in the background, a faint transparent figure with long dark hair and a gray long-sleeved shirt appears to be stepping out of the camper's doorway. What unsettled many viewers was that the shape didn't resemble motion blur or a camera glitch. Christopher later admitted the experience left him restless, struggling to sleep that night. So was this an ordinary illusion, or something far harder to explain? While swimming, IBA snapped a picture she planned to share on Instagram, but when she reviewed it later, she noticed something strange. In the water near her friends, an odd figure seemed to appear. Startled, she immediately showed the image to her friends, who were just as unsettled. When others saw the picture, their reactions were mixed. Some suggested it might be an animal like an otter, a fish, or even a Labrador. Others guessed it was simply a rock, or something distorted by the light. Despite all the speculation, no one has been able to say for sure what the figure really was. They decided to take a closer look, and what they saw left them speechless.
Mira, empezó en el puente y está en la boya, era la boya. El puente está a mano izquierda, a mano izquierda. Mira eso, mira eso, mira. Mira eso. Hay algo ahí, mira algo ahí. Míralo. Yo no sé qué carajo es eso, dale para atrás. Si no quieres saber, dale.
From the bridge, voices captured on camera react with shock, pointing towards something near the buoy. Excitedly, they repeat, as a strange form appears to rise from the water. The footage seems to reveal a humanoid figure emerging from the depths, though its true nature remains unclear. Some who watched believe it could be nothing more than an optical illusion caused by light and water movement. Others speculate about something far less ordinary, perhaps a cryptid or an unknown aquatic entity. The question lingers: what exactly was seen that day? In Covington County, Alabama, a group was spending the day by a creek when a photo was taken with an old Nokia phone. At first glance, the picture simply showed friends enjoying their time together. But upon closer inspection, a faint and unsettling figure appeared in the background, one that didn't seem to belong to anyone there. The group insisted they had been completely alone, which made the image all the more puzzling. Was it a trick of the light, a camera glitch, or something harder to explain? While walking along the shoreline in winter, a woman was suddenly caught off guard as massive waves from a king tide crashed in.
Oh shit. No. Oh no. Oh my God. Oh my God.
The powerful surge pulled her into the water, leaving her briefly trapped and struggling against the force. King tides, known for their size and unpredictability, can transform an otherwise calm beach into a dangerous environment within moments, particularly during the colder months. Fortunately, despite the frightening experience, the woman escaped the incident without injury, a reminder of how unpredictable and hazardous the ocean can be. During a fishing trip to Coombe Abbey, a historic location surrounded by vast woodlands, Lawrence captured a photo in the fading light. At first, nothing seemed unusual, and he thought the shapes in the background were simply trees. But when he later revisited the exact spot, he realized that the figure to the right of his wife couldn't have been part of the landscape. What he once dismissed turned into something far more unsettling. Since then, Lawrence says he has experienced unusual activity, shadow-like figures, and unexplained noises around his home. No longer the skeptic he once was, he eventually turned to online communities in hopes of finding answers. At first, everything on the boat seemed calm, but the situation quickly changed when a massive alligator gar suddenly launched itself out of the water and into the vessel. The unexpected leap startled the men, and for a brief moment, one of them was nearly bitten. Thinking quickly, they managed to control the thrashing fish by securing it with a rope, preventing the chaos from getting worse. Fortunately, despite the close call, both men escaped the ordeal without injury, left only with a wild story to tell. During his search, he made some surprisingly dangerous discoveries. Among the items pulled from the water were an old military helmet, a shell possibly linked to heavy weaponry, and even a submachine gun. Realizing the potential risk, he immediately contacted authorities to report the finds. Later, he uncovered a hollow grenade along with several other objects that clearly required careful handling. What amazed him most was that all of these hazardous items had remained hidden underwater for so many years. Thankfully, officials were able to take control of the situation. And now, let's move on to the next unsettling clip. A caiman was spotted in the water, suddenly surrounded by a swarm of piranhas. Despite the reptile's thick alligator-like body, the fish showed no hesitation as they closed in. Within moments, they began attacking, focusing on its abdomen with astonishing speed and precision. The sheer efficiency of the feeding frenzy suggested that the animal could be reduced to little more than bones in just minutes. Watching the scene unfold left the group deeply unsettled, a stark reminder of the dangers hidden beneath the surface. From that point forward, they approached the surrounding waters with far more caution and respect for what might be lurking below. bison wandered unexpectedly close to a man, but instead of panicking, he stayed calm and carefully backed away. By keeping his distance and moving slowly, the situation ended without harm, and both the man and the animal remained safe. At first glance, the boat seems to be floating high above the water, creating a surreal and almost otherworldly illusion. This rare sight is actually a natural phenomenon called a superior mirage. It happens when layers of warm and cold air bend light in just the right way, causing objects on the horizon to appear as though they are suspended in the sky. Though uncommon, these mirages never fail to amaze those lucky enough to witness them. One story that deeply shook the surfing community was that of Matthew Schiller, a former French bodyboarding champion. Schiller's name was well known in the world of surf, especially on Reunion Island, a tropical paradise in the Indian Ocean. Crowned national champion in 1993 and part of the European team victory in 1995, Schiller had lived his life on the water. Beyond competing, he became a lifeguard, a surf coach, and the founder of Buchan Surf School, where countless young islanders learned to ride their first waves. He even launched a clothing line called Local Brothers, which supported and sponsored local athletes. To many, he was not only a competitor, but a mentor, a guide, and a friend. But on September 19, 2011, the ocean he loved turned against him. That day, conditions at Buchan Kano were rough. Red flags had been raised by lifeguards, warning of strong surf and dangerous waters. Still, experienced surfers like Schiller often saw such warnings as part of the lifestyle. The waves were rolling, and more than a dozen surfers had already paddled out, unaware of what was waiting beneath. Just after noon, the unthinkable happened. According to multiple witnesses, Schiller had ducked beneath a wave when the surface suddenly erupted in violent motion. A large shark struck him first, leaving him badly injured. Despite the chaos, Schiller fought back, using his bodyboard to defend himself. Then reports suggest additional sharks appeared. In moments, the scene turned frantic. Other surfers nearby shouted warnings and rushed to help. Yves Delaplane managed to reach Schiller, trying to steady him on a board. Vincent Zipecki, a lifeguard, paddled into the turmoil, refusing to leave his friend behind. Together, they attempted to bring him to safety, but the sea was unforgiving. A powerful wave crashed over them, knocking Zipecki off balance. He clung to Schiller as long as he could, but another wave forced them apart. By the time rescue teams arrived, the situation had grown too dangerous. More sharks had been drawn in, and the water was no longer safe for recovery. Despite desperate efforts, Schiller could not be saved, and his body was never recovered. Those who were there described the moment in heartbreaking detail. One recalled seeing Schiller raise an arm and cry out before the water clouded around him. Another said the shark appeared to circle first, calm and calculated, before striking with startling speed. The impact on Reunion Island was immediate and long-lasting. Schiller's death was the fourth shark attack on the island in 2011 alone. Surfing licenses dropped dramatically in the years that followed, from around 1,600 in 2011 to only 400 by 2015. Parents pulled their children from lessons, tourists hesitated to swim, and the island's once vibrant surf culture was shaken. Debates raged about shark populations, conservation, and the balance between protecting marine life and keeping surfers safe. To this day, no one knows exactly how many sharks were involved in Schiller's attack. Some believe they were tiger sharks, others bull sharks. What remains certain is that on that day, the ocean revealed a darker, more dangerous side, one that claimed the life of a man who had dedicated everything to its beauty. Matthew Schiller's legacy, however, endures. It lives in the surf school he founded, in the brand he built, and in the hearts of those he inspired. For every surfer who now looks out over the waves of Reunion Island with hesitation, his story serves as both a warning and a reminder. The sea, as beautiful as it is, can be unpredictable and unforgiving. At 6:00 a.m. in Minnesota, the lake was completely calm and nothing seemed unusual in that moment. It wasn't until later, when looking back at a photo, that they noticed a mysterious shape in the water near the tree line. The blurry quality of the picture made it hard to tell exactly what it was, though the person who shared it insists they had been alone out there. Some believe it could simply be someone in a small boat or kayak, while others think it might be something harder to explain. It wasn't until later, while going back through his footage, that he caught something unusual in the upper left corner. A faint movement seemed to show a figure briefly peeking out from the bushes, before disappearing almost instantly. Skeptics argue the recording is far too unclear to identify anything with certainty, while others suggest it might connect to the long-standing Bigfoot legends. Was this nothing more than a trick of the light, or could something truly have been hidden in the wilderness, quietly watching from the shadows? Just at the edge of the camera's flash, a figure briefly appeared. A full search of the ship later turned up no one, and the gangway, which was monitored at all times by CCTV, showed no record of anyone leaving. The figure was never spotted again, and no trace of their presence was ever found. Some suggest it might have been a hidden stowaway, while others wonder if it was something less easily explained. To this day, the mystery has never been solved. They recalled hearing something unnerving, a faint cry echoing from the far end of the yard. Moments later, they spotted a pale figure silently moving through the night. With the closest neighbor miles away, the sense of isolation only made the sighting more disturbing. Stories of a mysterious lady in white have circulated in folklore for centuries, often connected to tragic tales or legends, such as La Llorona. But what exactly did they witness that night? It was then that he noticed a strange figure standing in the water. He recalls that only one friend had been with him on the beach that day, who is also visible in the background, but he has no memory of this girl. At first, he assumed his memory was playing tricks on him and thought it must have been just another swimmer. Still, something about the image feels unsettling, especially the way the figure seems to look directly into the camera. And it leaves the haunting question, what if his memory wasn't wrong after all? In the unsettling photo, a figure seems to be reaching upward toward the surface. Authorities later confirmed the remains belonged to Jacob Van Zandt, a 24-year-old who had been missing since February 17th. Jacob was last seen leaving a restaurant in downtown Lodi before driving off in his white 2004 Honda Pilot. When he didn't make it back home to Stockton, his family filed a missing person report, according to the Lodi Police Department. What stirred debate online was the image itself. How could someone who had been underwater for months appear in that position? Some believe his body may have shifted due to being caught on a rear seat, slowly floating upward, but others question if there might be another explanation behind the disturbing picture. A frozen sea stretches out, scattered with massive jagged slabs of drifting ice. Towering waves slam against the boat's sides, a stark reminder of both the raw power of nature and the peril hidden in these waters. A nighttime photo taken near the water appears to show a strange humanoid figure moving toward a man. Its unsettling shape doesn't quite resemble a normal person, leaving many uneasy about what was captured. With little information surrounding the picture, the mystery deepens and viewers are left to wonder who, or what, the figure could have been, and whether anything happened after the moment the image was taken. In the footage, a shape that looks strikingly similar to a mermaid can be seen moving through the water. But with no location provided and no additional details shared, it's impossible to know for certain what was actually captured, leaving the sighting open to interpretation. In Michigan, if you look closely behind the middle bike in this photo, something unsettling seems to appear. A faint, human-like shape can be seen under a tree, almost as if it were watching. Angie only noticed it after her husband sent the picture to let her know he had safely reached their campsite. Curious, he later went back to the spot where the image was taken, but nothing unusual was there. So, what exactly did the camera capture? That's all for tonight's video. Which encounter gave you chills? Let us know in the comments below. Got your own experience? We want to hear it. And whatever you do, don't miss what's coming next.
You're just curious. Just slowly, don't go towards me.
This one, 1905 to 1915.
Tonight, we look at 6 disturbing camping encounters caught on camera. Real moments, real danger. Don't forget to subscribe for more terrifying footage like this. Let's begin. Confronting your deepest fears can be an overwhelming experience. But what happens when that fear involves clinging to the side of a cliff on what many call the most dangerous hike in the world? This is the story of one man's relentless and terrifying attempt to conquer a mountain that seemed determined to push him back. A journey that blurs the line between courage and recklessness. Ben Morris, a travel vlogger known for pushing his limits, usually documents cultural exploration and adventure. This time, however, he set his sights on something far more dangerous, the infamous Huashan Plank Walk in China. Joining him was his friend Jamie, who shared his intense fear of heights. Their mission was simple: complete the plank walk. But the mountain had other plans. Their journey began with an unsettling arrival in Xi'an. A heavy, ghostly fog blanketed the city, offering a chilling preview of what awaited on the slopes above. With only 48 hours to spare before their flight home, they decided to save the hike for their final day, a decision that would haunt the rest of the trip.
We thought we were going this way. Turns out it is closed in the winter.
It's closed in winter.
Okay. It's closed in winter.
It's closed.
We're trying to figure out how we get up the mountain without using the cable car. Very confused, we hopped in the 20-minute bus back down the mountain, then enlightened by the advice to just go back us.
You're not gonna open the store, bro.
No, shut up, stop, because it will open. Stop, please, Jamie. Look at this. Out the window, there is nothing. Oh my days, you can't see anything.
From the start, their plan unraveled. The intended walking route was closed for the winter, forcing them onto a cable car ride that disappeared into a blinding white void.
At that. Oh my god. It's closed.
They were trying to open at 2 p.m, but they changed their mind because of the wind. So they're not going to open. And if you bought a ticket, they'll give you a ride.
We are literally the only 2 people at the top of this mountain.
Bear in mind as well, we have a flight home.
At the summit, they were met with crushing news. The plank walk was closed due to dangerously high winds. They stood completely alone at the top, surrounded by a vast, empty silence.
I think we're getting closer to the top. It's also just started raining, which isn't great. This is a moment of truth. Please, for the love of God.
No.
The next rain is close. I can't believe this. I actually can't believe this. If we would have left like 20 minutes. What has happened? Why is there so many people here? It was closed. 2 days we come here now. Today open?
I don't know.
Oh,
it's closed down.
Closed?
The following day, they tried again, but heavy rain kept the path shut. On the third attempt, the skies cleared, yet the walk remained closed because of slippery conditions from the previous day's storm. A local they encountered spoke cryptically, hinting that perhaps after several failures, the mountain might finally let them through.
We come today, yesterday, and day before. Tomorrow closed?
Tomorrow is maybe, I don't know.
It was a strange remark, one that felt less like encouragement and more like a challenge. A month later, Ben returned alone. This time, the stakes were higher. He had only a 24-hour transit visa. If the walk was closed again, the journey would end in complete failure.
Wow, look how clear the sky is this time. Oh my god, it is absolutely freezing. Bad news is I only got given a 24-hour visa for China. Long story short, if the plank walk is closed today, and there is not much I can really do about that.
The weather was clear, but a fresh layer of snow and ice coated the mountain, making the climb more dangerous than ever. With no more opportunities left, he pushed onward, determined to reach the planks. Finally, he arrived. The path was open. But there was a problem. He wasn't allowed to go alone. Scrambling to find companions, he convinced a couple to join him, barely avoiding being turned away. Harnessed in, he stepped onto the wooden planks bolted to the sheer cliff face. The drop below was a vertical plunge into nothingness. Every step was a battle against his fear, the cold metal safety cable the only thing between him and the abyss. At one point, he descended a section with no planks at all, just metal rungs hammered into the rock.
I'm okay. Just a few thousand feet up with completely undone laces. About to walk over a fucking plank. Okay. Knee out. If any. Look what is sticking out of my back pocket. My passport. My passport was just sticking out of my jeans back pocket.
Then came a moment of chilling realization. His shoelaces were completely untied. Worse still, after returning to solid ground, he discovered that his passport had been sticking out of his back pocket for the entire walk. One wrong movement away from vanishing into the void forever. Was it simply a series of unlucky events, or was the mountain warning him to turn back? The repeated failures, the cryptic words from a stranger, and the dangerous oversights all seemed to carry an unshakable sense of design. Ben Morris may have completed the Huashan plank walk, but it was not a clean victory. It felt less like triumph, and more like escaping a fate that was closing in. Some believed the series of setbacks was nothing more than chance, an unlucky chain of bad weather and poor timing. Others suggest that the mountain itself has a way of testing climbers, throwing obstacles in their path until it decides they are ready, or until they give up entirely. Superstitious locals often speak of Huashan as a place with a spirit of its own, one that doesn't take kindly to overconfidence. If a place seemed to resist your every attempt to reach it, would you keep trying? Or take the hint that maybe you were never meant to be there? Hold on a sec. If you're enjoying this so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let's continue. The YouTube channel 401 Files is known for showcasing outdoor adventures, survival challenges, and occasional explorations into the unexplained. But one trip into the wilderness took a far darker turn than a typical camping experience. The uploader set out into a dense forest, well prepared for a night under the stars. The chosen location was remote, far from any main roads or signs of human activity, making it the ideal spot for an undisturbed camp.
Okay, so it's decision time. Decisions. I've come into this part of the wood now and it's mega dense. Like, I'm talking, there's a tree every 2 foot, kind of dense. And my thought process right now is tonight in here is going to be extremely dark. And if shit hits the fan, for whatever reason, I'm going to have to make my way out of these woods, which is going to be nigh on impossible. So, alternative 2 is I find another part of the wood where the trees are more widely spread apart, but then I've got the thing of I can see all around me 360 degrees for quite a distance, which is equally as scary in my opinion. But
the forest canopy was thick, with trees packed so closely together that daylight barely reached the ground. While it offered natural concealment, it also meant that if something went wrong at night, finding a way out would be nearly impossible. Alternatively, there were more open areas nearby, but those came with the unnerving reality of having a clear 360-degree view, and being just as visible in return.
I've got all these little sticks to create the perimeter. I've got my fire there, my bike obviously, so I'm going to be sleeping here, next to the fire, not too close though obviously, because I've got an inflatable mattress and I don't want that to blow up. One lesson that I've always learned really helps is keep your firewood close to where you're sleeping, because the last thing you want to do is be getting up through the night when it's dark to try and put more wood on the fire. And yeah, that's pretty much me. I'll give you another angle.
As camp was set up, the sounds of the forest filled the air, birds calling, leaves rustling, and the occasional distant cry of an animal. When the sun dipped below the horizon, the forest fell into a heavy, almost suffocating silence. With a fire built and sleeping arrangements in place, the peaceful isolation was almost comforting. But as the hours passed, an unease began to settle in. It started with faint noises in the distance, twigs snapping, soft rustling just beyond the tree line. At first, it seemed like the movements of small animals, but the sounds grew clearer, more deliberate. Something was out there, and it was getting closer. Then, without warning, a scream echoed through the trees. It wasn't the cry of an owl or the call of a fox. It was deeper, disturbingly human-like, yet wrong in a way that defied explanation.
I need to think of all the animals that could potentially be living in the same area as me, walking about, doing their own thing, so then I just don't jump to paranormal or mysterious type things. So yeah, that's always something to be wary about, is who else is living in this wood other than me. But yeah, I'll keep you posted. It's going to be dark soon, maybe within the next hour and a half, 2 hours. So yeah.
The sound carried an unnatural edge that made the hair on the back of his neck stand up. Grabbing a flashlight, he scanned the dark, but found nothing. Only the towering silhouettes of trees and dense undergrowth. Minutes later, another scream erupted, this time closer. The sound seemed almost intentional, as though it were meant to draw someone deeper into the forest. The tension was overwhelming. With no way to identify the source, he decided not to investigate. Instead, he retreated into his tent, sealing it shut. Sleep was impossible. Every rustle, every faint noise outside sent a surge of adrenaline through him. Hours passed in tense silence until a new sound emerged. Something was moving just outside the tent. The movement was slow, deliberate, calculated. It wasn't the random wandering of an animal. Whatever it was, it knew he was there. Some suggest it could have been an animal mimicking human sounds, while others believe it was something far more sinister, possibly connected to local legends of strange figures in the forest. If you were alone in the woods and heard footsteps slowly circling your tent in the middle of the night, would you confront it, or wait until daylight to find out what was there?
Wow, it's a good job I know what the hell that is. Because I would be shitting my pants right now had I not come across that sound before. It's a female fox, a vixen, but to anybody else who doesn't know what that is, it's a woman brutally getting murdered in the middle of the woods.
Uploaded on January 16th, 2025, by the YouTube channel Jensen Matilda. This video documents what was meant to be a thrilling jungle adventure, but it quickly became one of the most terrifying experiences of their lives. It began as an exciting journey into Chitwan National Park in Nepal, a region renowned for its rich biodiversity, dense jungles, and striking landscapes. The couple, joined by their guide, Dennis, started with a canoe ride down a crocodile-infested river before transitioning to a trek deep into the forest. From the very start, an undercurrent of tension was present. Their guide explained that all visitors entering and exiting the park must be reported to the army, a regulation that hinted at the dangers hidden within the jungle. The canoe ride itself was unnerving. The banks were lined with massive crocodiles, some basking motionless in the sun, others lurking just beneath the surface, their sharp teeth barely visible above the waterline. It was unsettling, but it was only a prelude to what lay ahead. Once they stepped off the boat, the real danger began. Their guide warned them about the presence of wild animals, particularly tigers and rhinos, and stressed the importance of never staying in one place for too long.
In the jungle.
Anyway, I'm gonna let you know for the Chitwan National just certain time. Otherwise tiger come, not to stay in the one place. It's long. They smell us and then come. They smell it.
Okay.
So okay. So now you are right in the Chitwan.
Lingering, he explained, could increase the risk of being tracked. The group moved cautiously, walking single file through the thick undergrowth. Then, without warning, a sudden noise broke the rhythm, heavy, deliberate, and far too loud to be a common animal. It was a wild elephant charging toward them. The group scattered into the bushes, searching for cover. In this part of the world, wild elephants are far from gentle. They can be highly aggressive, especially when threatened or protecting their territory.
We knew we needed to get as far into the bush as we could, and at this point we had no idea where Dennis was. We had absolutely no idea who Ronaldo was. Is Dennis okay? Dennis, is he okay? We sat in this bush for a total of 18 minutes. It's a wild elephant. The elephant was in complete stealth mode. Is it still there? I don't know what I did. Our guide explained how clever these animals are, and it was more than likely waiting for us to come out of that bush. My mum and dad are gonna kill me watching this. With no clear view of the elephant and still not knowing where Dennis was, we needed a plan. We have to go low.
The couple hid deep in the brush, separated from their guide and uncertain of his location. They sat in silence for what felt like an eternity, nearly 18 minutes, without any clear view of the animal. The elephant's movements were disturbingly quiet, almost as if it was deliberately stalking them. Their guide later explained that wild elephants are highly intelligent and often wait patiently for intruders to emerge before attacking. This meant the animal was likely nearby, watching and listening.
It's been head on with a wild elephant. I'm really scared.
So the elephant is now walking all the way down there. We didn't even get through the safety briefing before we was running. I cannot believe it.
We're now behind him, which is behind that one. Elephants, wild ones. Unpredictable. Don't ask me why I'm still filming. We're with one of the guides. Oh, mate.
Oh, I can't feel it.
Right.
Where's Dennis?
Yeah, where's Dennis? Either tried to detour the elephant or he's abandoned ship. I don't know. Who knows?
Whoa.
There it is.
Big tusks.
Big tusks.
The group remained frozen, knowing that if they moved too soon, they could walk straight into its path. Finally, after almost 20 minutes of tension, Dennis reappeared, signaling that it was safe. The elephant had moved on. Shaken but unharmed, they learned just how close they had come to disaster. Had they hesitated for even a few seconds longer before running for cover, the elephant could have easily trampled them. Despite the encounter, they pressed on with the trek, but now with heightened awareness of the dangers surrounding them.
Deer. You can see it.
Deer! Just seconds before we saw the deer running across the road, we'd learnt the fact that deers usually run from something. That something, you guessed it, tigers. Chitwan National Park homes 128 Bengal tigers.
Moments later, they spotted deer running across the trail. Their guide explained that deer often flee from predators, and in Chitwan, that predator is often a tiger. The park is home to 128 Bengal tigers, and while the couple had set out seeking an immersive nature experience, they left with a profound respect for its dangers. What began as a bucket list adventure had turned into a brush with death they would never forget. The encounter illustrates the unpredictability of wild elephants, which can display stalking behavior more commonly associated with predators. Some wildlife experts suggest that in heavily visited areas, certain elephants develop an awareness of human patterns and intentionally use stealth to confront perceived threats. Others believe it was purely a territorial reaction. The group simply crossed paths with the wrong animal at the wrong time. If you were deep in the jungle and a wild elephant was silently waiting nearby, would you stay hidden or risk moving to avoid being trapped? Matthew Stone and his father were hiking deep in Glacier National Park when they paused at a secluded campsite to rest. The setting was quiet, almost idyllic, until the forest shifted. From the shadows of the trees, two massive grizzly bears emerged. In an instant, the peaceful stop became a moment of high tension. Running was out of the question. Any sudden retreat could have triggered the bear's chase instinct, turning the encounter into a deadly pursuit.
We're just playing. So yeah, I think I'm pretty good to get a move on sooner than later. Yep. Hey, bears.
Instead, father and son chose stillness, controlling their breathing and movements. The grizzlies approached with slow, deliberate steps. They didn't immediately display aggression, but their size alone was enough to raise the stakes.
Hey, we're good. We're good here. We're good. Hey there.
They sniffed the air, heads swaying slightly, watching the hikers with sharp, intelligent eyes. The atmosphere felt heavy, as though each second was being measured. Keeping their voices low and steady, Matthew and his father spoke to the animals, not to engage them, but to make their presence understood in a calm, non-threatening way.
You're just curious. Just slowly, don't go towards them. Hey, bears.
The bears listened, ears twitching, their focus unwavering. With care, the hikers began to back away, never turning their backs, never rushing. Every movement was intentional. The bears followed their retreat with cautious interest, then, without warning, broke attention and wandered back into the wilderness. The entire encounter lasted only minutes, but for Matthew and his father it felt far longer. They had avoided panic, read the animals' behavior correctly, and survived what could have easily turned fatal. Grizzly bears are among the most dangerous predators in North America, capable of sprinting at 35 miles per hour and delivering devastating blows with their claws. The stone's response, staying calm, maintaining eye contact without challenge, and backing away slowly, aligns with established bear safety practices. While their measured approach likely prevented escalation, the bear's initial curiosity could have shifted to aggression in an instant. Encounters like this highlight the razor-thin line between coexistence and conflict in the wild. When you're in a predator's territory and it decides to approach, are you truly negotiating for safety or simply relying on the animal's mercy? Uploaded by the YouTube channel Brian's Paranormal Travels, this episode follows the host to the edge of Amsterdam, where he camped just a short walk from one of the city's most obscure and unsettling locations, a long-abandoned cemetery known only as the House of Question. His plan was straightforward: explore during the day, document the site, and determine whether its dark legends had any truth behind them.
All these overgrown graves, just look how nature is taking it back. How incredible. Oh, I was just walking here and I got some hits on the EMF. And it's kind of like I get this sense when I'm walking that I feel a sense of cold and eeriness in a way. Hard to explain. Like right now, I'm sincerely got chills. And I looked down and I saw the EMF going off. Yeah, right here. It's not strong. A real strange thing, my spirit app today, here in this cemetery, keeps on turning itself off. I'm not quite sure if that's a problem with my phone or is something in this cemetery turning it off. Doesn't want something to communicate with me. Because
what he found in those overgrown burial grounds would leave even the most skeptical mind unsettled. The cemetery was a place where nature had reclaimed the land. Gravestones leaned at precarious angles. Ivy crept over names long since forgotten, and the air felt unusually still. Even in the warm light of day, there was a tension in the atmosphere.
Beautiful park here. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I just got crazy chills. Crazy chills. Crazy chills. What did you just do? Did you touch me? Nothing. You just touched me? Was that you? Please don't do that again. That was not pleasant. I got a burning on the back of my neck right now. Okay, if that was you, please do not touch me again in that way. Oh man, I have to check when I get home. Man, this is crazy. Getting strong EMF here. So when I had the sense to come back here in this part of the park, and I noticed the noise over there from the construction is getting louder and more harsh. I don't think that has anything to do with the graveyard, but maybe it's antagonizing the spirits here. But I had the sense it wanted me to come back here. So the EMF, so I was just getting, yeah, it's become almost non-stop back here in this back corner. And I didn't want to come back here because...
A sense that the forest itself was holding its breath. As Brian explored, his EMF reader began to spike without warning. Each surge coincided with a distinct drop in temperature. His equipment also behaved erratically, with a spirit communication app repeatedly shutting down for no apparent reason. Whether it was a technical fault or something else entirely remained unclear. He found himself drawn toward the far back corner of the cemetery, an area he had initially avoided because of nearby city construction, but the pull became impossible to ignore. When he reached it, the EMF spiked again, this time steady and relentless. Among the gravestones, he noticed markers belonging to children, their lives cut tragically short. The air felt heavier here, as if the weight of grief had never lifted. Then, the sensation changed, from oppressive sadness to the unmistakable feeling of being watched.
Oh my, look how sad. This one, 1905 to 1915. Oh, the poor girl's only 10 years old. Maybe that's one of the children's spirits they say they hear here in the cemetery. Oh my goodness, and there's another one in here. Oh wow. Folks, I am literally, I'm not kidding you, I am being followed in here, and it's a really, really strange vibe. It's an old man, and it's not a, it's just, he keeps following me around, and it's really the creepiest thing ever. I had that happen at a cemetery in Paris, where some old dude just happened to pop up on me near a crypt, and in here, I literally have an old guy following me around. I've been going around the cemetery for a while. I stopped filming and I just wanted to take some photos and look around. Guy, everywhere I turn and everything, the guy is like literally right over there. And every time, and I said hello to him as I walked by, he didn't even respond. He just gave me a really weird look.
It was then that he saw him. An old man, pale and silent, standing among the graves. He didn't speak, didn't make any clear movements, but he followed. Each time Brian changed direction, the man adjusted his position, keeping the same distance but never breaking eye contact. There were no words, no gestures, only a fixed stare that seemed more territorial than curious. The encounter recalled a similar experience Brian once had in Paris, when an unidentified elderly man appeared near a crypt and shadowed his every move. This time, after circling the cemetery several times, the presence still lingered. Eventually, Brian left, but the sensation of being followed stayed with him. It was a haunting that required no shadows, no midnight setting, only the silent persistence of something or someone unwilling to let go. Paranormal investigators often debate whether such encounters are ghostly in nature or rooted in the living world. The silent man could have been a caretaker, a local resident, or simply another visitor. But his unresponsiveness and precise mirroring of movements suggest an intent beyond casual observation. Some theories in supernatural research propose that certain locations carry sentinels, recurring apparitions or human presences whose purpose is to monitor trespassers. Whether the figure was corporeal or spectral, the effect on the witness was the same, a deep sense of intrusion into something guarded. If you found yourself alone in a remote cemetery and realized a stranger was shadowing your every move in silence, would you confront them or leave without looking back? Dead Man's Hollow in southern Ohio is known for its dense forest, eerie rock formations, and the unsettling stillness that settles over it at sunset. Locals have long whispered about strange occurrences here, from unexplainable sounds to full-blown paranormal encounters. But some believe something far more physical stalks the hollow. On a previous visit, the explorer had rocks thrown at him in the darkness. Viewers speculated that he might have crossed paths with a Sasquatch. Determined to investigate further, he returned, this time planning to venture deeper into the forest and stay until nightfall.
Hey guys, what's going on? Today I am back here at Dead Man's Hollow in southern Ohio,
If you watched the previous video I made here, you'll know that some pretty creepy things happened to me once the sun went down. So today I thought I would come back and give myself a little more time to get back there and let you guys see what it looks like in the daytime. There are some pretty cool rock formations that I want to check out. And if everything goes according to plan, we'll camp out for a little while until the sun goes down and we'll see what happens. So you guys want to stay tuned for that. All right, just coming in, I can already see that there is a tree down. And I hope this is not a sign of things to come. We've had a lot of storms here in the area lately, but it's already going to be quite a trek, and things like this are only going to make it more difficult. So let's see how it goes.
Even in daylight, the atmosphere was heavy. Towering trees blocked much of the sky, and abandoned creek beds snaked through the undergrowth. Massive rock formations gave the place an ancient, untouched feeling. He marked his path carefully, knowing that once the light faded, navigation would become dangerous.
The whole place back here, even in the daytime, really just kind of has a feel to it. This place kind of looks familiar. It flattens out a little bit right here. And it looks like a place that I would have explored before. So I'm gonna try to make some sort of a marker so I know where I left the trail at. And actually I can see that there's one already made here on the side of this tree. So I don't know if somebody done that on purpose or if that's just a lucky coincidence. But it looks like over in here is where I want to check out first. There's a mother trying to chase her fawn up the hill. They're out, but there's spots and everything. I saw one just the other day while I was driving.
As he pushed deeper, the normal sounds of the forest began to fade. Birds grew silent, and the small rustles of wildlife vanished. The quiet wasn't peaceful, it was expectant. By the time the sun dipped below the horizon, an almost oppressive stillness had settled over the hollow.
Alright, it's definitely starting to get dark. And thought I heard something coming this way, but it stopped. No, there it was again. It's on the other side of that road this time. Seems like tonight's that's where the action's at. I'll walk over this way, check it out.
Night brought the first signs of movement. At first it was faint, a rustle in the undergrowth, a subtle shift of branches. Then came a sharp crack, the sound of something heavy stepping on a branch. The noises seemed to track his movements, shifting from one side of the campsite to the other, always just beyond the reach of his flashlight. The footsteps were slow and deliberate, circling. The dense foliage hid whatever it was, but the feeling of being watched was undeniable.
I did hear it echo pretty far back in there. Oh my God. There's something over there. That is so crazy. One moment there's nothing, and then right next to you it sounds like there's footfall or something. Alright, I guess we'll just give that woo time to marinate. See what happens.
Then, without warning, a heavy thud broke the tension, a rock landing only a few feet from his tent. The air felt charged, as if the forest itself was holding its breath. For what felt like hours, the pattern continued. Soft movement, a pause, then the snap of branches under weight. Yet no shape ever emerged from the tree line. Eventually, the activity faded, leaving only silence and darkness. By morning, Dead Man's Hollow was calm again. The forest looked the same as it had the day before, but the experience left an uneasy imprint. Something, whether a territorial animal, an unknown creature, or something supernatural, had been out there. And it had known exactly where he was. The events of both visits follow a familiar pattern reported in alleged Sasquatch encounters: thrown objects, persistent pacing just beyond visibility, and an uncanny silence in the surrounding wildlife. Skeptics might argue for natural causes, deer, raccoons, or even human trespassers, yet the deliberate circling and well-placed rock throw hint at intelligence. Paranormal enthusiasts suggest that Dead Man's Hollow may not be home to one phenomenon, but several, with cryptid sightings and unexplained activity overlapping in the same terrain. If something in the woods clearly knows where you are but refuses to show itself, is that a warning to leave or an invitation to come closer? That's all for tonight's video. Which encounter gave you chills? Let us know in the comments below. Got your own experience? We want to hear it. And whatever you do, don't miss what's coming next.
We just found like $1,000 here, dude.
Yeah, that just happened.
These 32 real fishing encounters, all caught on camera, reveal the dark side of a simple day on the water. Let's dive in. On April 1st, 2025, Gage Towles was fishing in Florida when his day took a tense and unexpected turn.
You know what? Get going, bro.
We're all fucking war veterans. We're all raised.
Well, thank you for your service, bro.
And you're gonna talk shit.
Thank you for your service, bro. But that doesn't give you the right.
Pussy ass fuck.
All right, bro. All right, whatever. I appreciate you for your service, bro. But you don't got to run through the middle of the bridge, bro.
Dude, if your guy doesn't have his fucking lights
That's not my guy, bro. That's just another fucking dude, bro.
you have to have lights on.
My lights were on, bro. My lights were on.
Guess what the fuck happened? You die, nothing happens to me.
Right, okay, bro. Keep thinking that.
Earlier that day, something had occurred between Gage, another fisherman, and a man named Brock Horner. Suddenly, things escalated.
I'm sorry, man. I don't know if that's what you want to hear, bro.
Yeah, you should apologize, motherfucker.
But, bro.
More than you can possibly fathom in your wild motherfucking dream.
Me too, bro. I'm out here all the time, bro.
I'm 300 days a year on the motherfucking water.
All right, bro.
Every day, I'm the best charter captain you'll ever meet in your motherfucking life.
All right, bro.
If you cuss me out.
Chill, bro. Chill, bro. Please, bro. Please, okay, please, bro. Please, bro. Please, bro. Bro, I'm a kid, bro. Please.
Apologize.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
You're gonna cuss me the fuck out.
All right, bro.
In the middle of the
no, bro. Please, bro. Please,
Take me
bro.
back to my boat.
Okay, please.
Fucking apologize.
I'm sorry, bro. That was not me, bro.
Yes, it was.
I know I was here, but my buddy was on the boat. Yes, sir.
Boat.
I'm a kid, bro. Please, bro.
I don't care. You don't cuss me the fuck out.
All right.
And talk shit to me, motherfucker.
Yes, sir.
You don't do it.
Clearly shaken, Gage kept his composure and worked to defuse the confrontation. The aggressive outburst was disturbing, something that never should have happened. Thankfully, he left the situation unharmed. Later, Brock Horner was arrested on charges of burglary and assault. While wing-foiling near the shore, a man was suddenly struck by a shark and knocked unconscious. It happened so quickly that no one even understood what had occurred at first. Barely making it out, he surfaced, shaken and gasping for air. In the end, he felt fortunate, believing he had crossed into the shark's path, rather than the other way around. Andrew McGowan was an adventurer who set out to kayak solo across the Tasman Sea, aiming to travel from Australia to New Zealand. His first attempt, in December 2006, ended on the very first night. He couldn't stay warm inside the cramped cockpit. Undeterred, he tried again on January 11, 2007. A month later, his kayak was discovered partially flooded, just 30 nautical miles from Milford Sound. Andrew was nowhere to be found, and he was officially reported lost at sea. Mounted on his kayak was a small camera meant to document the journey. When the vessel was recovered, so was the footage, believed to be the last video recorded before his unexplained disappearance. A couple was out magnet fishing in Queens, New York, when their line snagged something unusually heavy. After some effort, they hauled up an old mud-caked safe from the water. Not expecting much, they pried it open.
Soft? Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's money?
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
It's just destroyed money.
No way.
Yep. Oh! Oh, it is! Stacks of bills, dude! Hundreds! Oh my god! Woo! We just found like $1,000 here, dude. Guys.
No way.
There's nothing we can really do with it. I'm going to have to send it to the government. Look at this. Stacks of hundreds. Hundreds, guys. This is the find of our lives. Oh my God. Oh, there's another stack. My God. Babe, more money. Holy shit, guys. It's all hundreds.
Oh my God.
Oh, we have like $20,000 here. Stacks, baby.
To their shock, the safe was stuffed with cash, about $80,000 in total. It was the catch of a lifetime. The NYPD later confirmed they could keep the money, and if the bills weren't too damaged, a bank might still replace them. Still, questions remained. Whose money was it? Why was it dumped? And was it stolen? They never got the answers. But judging by their reaction, they didn't seem to mind. A group of people was fishing beneath a bridge when, without warning, it happened.
Oh! Are you alright? I'm good.
A massive chunk of ice plummeted from roughly 50 feet above, crashing down dangerously close to them. It could have ended in disaster, but somehow everyone escaped without injury. They were incredibly lucky to avoid it. After a calm day of fishing, a man stopped at a nearby public restroom. The moment he stepped inside, it began.
Yo, what the? What the? Bro. There's nobody in here. Yo!
There was no sign of anyone, just silence. He stood frozen, unsettled by the experience. The scream had been real, far too clear to be imagined, yet no one was anywhere in sight. David Breckenridge Doyle was fishing with his kids when the outing suddenly took an unexpected turn.
Fuck! Ow! Don't move! No. You're gonna throw a hospital. It's okay. Accidents happen. It's not a big deal. No, you're not in trouble. Accidents happen. Willow, do you not see what you just did? You pierced my nose with the fishing hook. I don't know yet. I can't even see. Right now I'm gonna cut the line. It's not your fault, Willow. I walked up behind you while you were casting. It's okay, guys. Don't freak out. Yeah, that just happened.
Rather than panicking or getting upset, David stayed calm and dealt with the situation like a pro. His composure in such a tense moment showed exactly what a steady, level-headed parent looks like. One day, a man went out magnet fishing. Most of what he pulled from the water was nothing but scrap metal and junk, until he snagged an old knife, still in its sheath, looking like it hadn't seen daylight in decades. But it was his final throw that truly unsettled him. He hauled in a stick, and attached to it was a disturbing doll, its face covered in needles like some kind of twisted voodoo charm. Checking the back, he found a small transparent bag tied to it, its contents unknown. Feeling uneasy, he packed up quickly, only to wander into a nearby cemetery by mistake. Alone and spooked, he was relieved when he eventually managed to find his way back out. Tim Shadrack, a 54-year-old Australian fisherman, set sail from Mexico's Baja Peninsula with his dog Bella, bound for French Polynesia. But only weeks into the voyage, disaster struck. A violent storm crippled his catamaran's electronics, leaving them adrift with no navigation and no way to call for help. For 3 long months, they drifted alone across the Pacific. At last, a helicopter from a tuna fishing company spotted their weathered vessel.
Big dog, bro. Hi, sir. Do you speak English? Yeah. How are you doing? You okay? Hi, my name is Andres. We need to know if you have any drugs or weapons on board.
No, I have no drugs or weapons.
Are you sure?
I'm sure, yeah, you can check everything. I just got fishing gear,
5 of you. Do you have a knife on your... Can I get it, please? No, without the bag. Take it out, please. Okay, can I get your name, please?
Tim Shaddock.
Okay, where are you from?
Oh, you're...
I'm recording.
Oh, you're recording, okay.
Where are you from?
I'm from Australia.
Yeah? Do you have the date of your departure?
Yes. I departed Mexico on...
Where from Mexico?
La Paz.
La Paz?
The rescuers tossed him a drink and dispatched a speedboat to bring him in. Tim had survived by eating raw fish and collecting rainwater. After enduring an ordeal few could imagine, he finally made it home to Australia, reuniting with his family at last. A family was kayaking in the ocean, enjoying a peaceful day, when something enormous rose from the depths. They quickly shouted a warning to one of the kayakers, as a massive shark began gliding in their direction. Thankfully, the kayaker kept calm and managed to reach shore safely, completely unharmed. Still, it's unsettling to think just how close they came to real danger. A man was fishing in the middle of a river when he spotted something unusual drifting nearby. At first, he couldn't tell what it was, but as he moved closer, he realized it was a sloth struggling to stay above water. Without hesitation, he pulled the animal onto his boat, likely saving it from drowning. When the clip was first shared online without any explanation, viewers were puzzled. Many even mistook the sloth for some strange aquatic creature. But once the full story came out, the truth was clear. Thanks to the man's quick thinking, the sloth got a second chance at life. Sloths aren't exactly natural swimmers, and this one had definitely gotten lucky. Back in the 1930s, a deep-sea diver was lowered to an incredible depth of 3,000 feet, far beyond the 600-foot limit his heavy iron suit was built to withstand. It was an extremely dangerous gamble. The crushing pressure at that depth could flatten a man like a tin can. He disappeared into the black void below, his crew left waiting anxiously on the surface, unsure if he would ever return alive. The tension grew as they began hauling him back up. When he finally broke the surface, silent and motionless inside the massive suit, no one dared guess his fate, until he shifted slightly, proving he had survived. While fishing on the beach, a man stumbled upon something truly unsettling.
The crocodile head that washed up on the beach at St. Lucia. Just come stand close at my darling, just so people can see the size. Put your hand on its head. Enormous crocodile, it's bitten in half by a shark. I would estimate it's probably about 3.5 meters.
The severed head of a crocodile washed ashore at St. Lucia. It was enormous and appeared to have been bitten in half by a shark. He estimated the crocodile would have been about 3.5 meters long. Finding a giant crocodile head so close to the shoreline was bizarre enough, but what made it stranger was that crocodiles aren't usually seen by the sea. How did it end up there? Perhaps the result of a violent fight in the wild, or something far more mysterious. While fishing deep in the forest, a man's calm, quiet day was suddenly broken by something unexpected.
Whoa, what the heck? What the heck was that? There's a fish. What in the heck was that, bro? What in the world? Bro, what?
There was no one else around, only dense trees and still water. Whatever the sound was, it rattled him enough to make him pack up quickly and leave. Later, He said he had never heard anything like it before, and in that moment, he felt completely exposed. Wendy Jackson was fishing near Moram Beach by Stanley Lands when she spotted a massive jellyfish washed up on shore.
Well, I've got to say to date, that is the biggest jellyfish. That's my foot. Dead! Sorry. Dead spam. Whoa, be careful.
Experts believe strong tides likely pulled it in from deeper waters. While it's a rare and fascinating sight, authorities have reminded the public not to touch it. Even dead jellyfish can still sting. They urge people to report any such sightings instead. Definitely not something you want to get too close to. While trekking across the muddy flats of a remote island in Pilbara, one of the group almost stepped on something truly unsettling.
That is psycho. That is the creepiest looking thing I've ever seen. Oh yeah, he just moved.
Right, we're not doing this to harm him, just to see if he snaps.
Oh yeah, no, he's alive.
Oh
my god!
That's gonna haunt me in my...
Can we keep looking to see if we can find a pair of spare underpants? That was creepy!
It was alive, slimy, alien-looking, and unlike anything they'd seen before. The thought of actually stepping on it sent shivers down their spines. So, what do you think this creature could be? While fishing with his son on the River Trent in Burton, England, John Anderson captured a photograph of something unusual. Near Newton Road, they spotted a figure, still, silent, and gone far too quickly to be human. A local psychic later suggested the apparition resembled a young woman, possibly linked to the area's dark history. She noted that parts of Burton, especially around Andrassy Bridge, had long been associated with death and witchcraft. In the 17th and 18th centuries, it was even rumored to be a site of child sacrifices. Whatever John saw that day, he was certain it was real. Later, while crossing the muddy flats of a remote island in Pilbara, a woman was staring out of a window when something unusual in the water caught her attention. Curious, she zoomed in with her camera, and the sight left her in disbelief. Several men seemed to be calmly seated around a table, completely underwater. The image appeared far too realistic to be staged, yet it also seemed impossible. Some speculated it could have been a reflection from inside the room behind the glass. But how could a simple reflection create such a flawless, unnervingly eerie illusion? To this day, no one has been able to fully explain it. A lifeboat crew spotted a man drifting alone on a makeshift raft, moving away from the coast of England. The raft was piled high with bags, and the man lay flat on his back, wearing a cycling helmet and clutching a small sail, his only means of propulsion.
I'm France for asylum. You're going to France for asylum? Yeah. All right.
He refused help. He refused any assistance, insisting he wasn't trying to reach England at all. His goal was France, where he planned to seek asylum. The crew stayed calm, but they couldn't just leave him adrift. Eventually, they warned him about the worsening weather and how far off course he had already drifted. That's when he finally agreed to come aboard. What they didn't know at the time was that they had just rescued a fugitive wanted for murder. As the lifeboat returned with the man on board, the station received a call from police, asking his name, age, and other details. When it became clear this man could be dangerous, the crew's safety became the top priority. Fortunately, everyone made it back unharmed, and the man was later arrested and taken into custody. A blue marlin suddenly leapt onto the boat, and for a moment it seemed like disaster was inevitable. But by sheer luck, the man managed to avoid injury and walked away unharmed. A man was returning a base to the swamp, expecting it to be a routine release, but the moment the fish hit the water, it suddenly turned aggressive.
Going back in the fucking water.
Swim off, you beautiful, beautiful Ah! I just got that on fucking video.
It missed his hand by mere inches, but its intent was obvious. It nearly took a finger. Only after watching the footage later did he realize just how close it had been, and that his quick reflexes were what saved him.
Going straight at you.
He's going straight at you, Joe.